Hey, hello, and welcome back. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of the Getting to Clarity show. And today, our topic is, and actually, it's a question: what is the best definition of success? What is the best definition of success? Well, actually, the really good question to ask would be, what is your definition of success? Because the real definition of success is whatever you think it is. But what I am coming to find out is that a lot of people don't know what that is for themselves. So stay tuned. So here is the reason why you want to know about what your definition of success is. Because if you want career success, if you want success in life, if you want success in any area of life, you've got to be able to define it. Otherwise, someone else is defining it for you. So thinking about what success means to you, because we spend so much time accomplishing things. We are so busy being busy that we don't give ourselves time to think. And that thinking time is really critical for us to be able to move to whatever our next level is. If we have a design of what we want things to be in our life, in our career, in our business, in our leadership, then we have to have that mapped out. And, we've got a lot going on. So for instance, many of us have kids. If you have younger kids at home, that's a lot of time and energy. Working full time, a lot of time and energy. If you have parents who need some care, a little care or a lot of care, maybe you're part of that sandwich generation, that takes a lot of time. A spouse, a partner, a significant other at home, that takes energy and time. Philanthropy, we have things that pull at our heart. I serve on the board of Athena International. It is something that I have been a part of for years and years, and I serve as chair. And that takes time, and it takes resources to be able to go do that. But it's something that's important, a piece of us as leaders in our community. It's vital that we serve in those capacities, and yet it takes time. So we have a lot going on personally and professionally, and yet we are one person. And sometimes, you find yourself being busy and chasing everything. You are throwing spaghetti at the wall. You are trying to make it all work. You are trying to keep all the plates spinning, all the balls in the air, whatever metaphor it is that you want to use. And the thing is that you're chasing everything, not necessarily the right things or the things that you should focus on that bring you the joy, the fulfillment, the success that you want, because you haven't bothered to define it. So what this entails is you getting really clear on what this means to you, defining it for you. Otherwise, someone else is defining it for you. And I want more than that for you. So how I am coming across this topic and why it is kind of percolating to the top of the content that I'm bringing you, because my new mission after this summer is to really bring you not only strategies, here's the one, the two, the three of doing, but to bring you the questions that cause you to think at a deeper level, because that's where your answers are. It's not what I share with you. It is about what you uncover about yourself to make good choices moving forward, aligned with you. So I do a lot of self-leadership training. So I had the opportunity this summer to have to facilitate roundtables for credit union executives and multi-million-dollar women business owners, emerging bank leaders. So it's kind of been all over the spectrum. And I've put this question to them, as well as my coaching clients, of what is your definition of success? And that's something that makes them all stop with pen in hand and think, I don't really know. So that's what I want you to take away out of today. And here's how it happens. So for instance, your conscious mind is the goal setter. So your conscious mind thinks, this is what I want to achieve. And only by your conscious mind doing that can your unconscious mind say, okay, I'm the goal getter. I'm going to help you get this done. So it is really thinking consciously about what you want this to be like, what success means to you. And we're going to get to some strategies, I promise strategies, to be able to help you to move forward in this. So 95% of your thinking is unconscious during the day. Out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts that we have during the day, we are only aware of such a tiny percentage of them. And that tiny percentage is what we think of consciously, what we know to be true, the thoughts we know that are going through our head. But think about the power of your unconscious mind. It runs your body. You breathe, you blink, your heart beats, and you don't have to think about it happening. It happens automatically. And there's something called the reticular activating system. And I've talked about this in other videos, but it's so important because it really gives you an indicator of how your unconscious or your subconscious, however you choose to label it, works for you. And the reticular activating system is a system by which you sort incoming sensory data according to what is relevant to you. I'll give you an example of how that works. So for instance, if I have a new car on the horizon, so if I'm thinking about, right now I'm thinking about, I drive Audis, I'm thinking about an e-tron. With everything that's going on in the world, I love my Audi. I love driving them and how they perform. So I'd probably stick with the brand, but I'm thinking of moving to an e-tron. I want to be more responsible with an electric car. And so now that I've got the e-tron planted in my head, now I'm out and about in my car and I start seeing charging stations, right? Bringing me a little closer to that electric vehicle. And now I start seeing an e-tron of the particular model that I want. And maybe it's a blue one. Okay, it's bringing me a little closer to that car. Now I'm out and about, all of a sudden I'm seeing a red one and I want a red one. It's just now that I planted that seed in my mind, I thought about it consciously. Gee, I'd like to, look into that. I'd like to research that a little bit more. Anybody out here who knows an Audi dealer they can hook me up with, let me know. Give me a message on the bottom. It'll be another year or so, but I'm out looking. But now that I planted that seed in my mind, this is what I want to find, then my subconscious, my unconscious goes out, sifts and sorts for that data. So I might not have seen it had I planted that seed in my mind. It might have been just something that got deleted. I didn't even notice it because I wasn't looking for it. And that's how your unconscious works. And that's why it's so important to define what success means to you. So where I'd like you to start, because again, strategies are my thing, is that if you do it now, just write down the question. What does success mean to me? And whatever it is that you can answer about that question, this is not a one and done question. This is not you're going to leave this time together with an answer. This is an evolving question. This is you planting the seed in your mind saying, what is it that I want to find? What is success to me? So write down, a few sentences or a little bit more, just at a high level, what it means for you to have success in your life, because there are a lot of ways that can happen. So primarily, I'm a keynote speaker. I'm a motivational keynote speaker in business. I do a lot in financial services and some other industries as well. And there's a lot of ways that you can build a speaking business, and you can get sidetracked by that. So for instance, you see keynote speakers out there who are making, $1 million or more a year in their business, and they are on the road 60, 70 or more times a year. And you think, oh, I want to be $1 million speaker. And then all of a sudden you see what it takes to be $1 million speaker, to be on the road that much. And you think, okay, well, that's not aligned with my definition of success, because especially after this year, it is so important for me to have time with my family and to have time with my friends. We had an illness in the family this year, and everything has resolved itself, but not after a lot of effort. And I know that I don't want to be on the road 60 or 70 times a year. So I noticed that, but then I also noticed, according to what my current definition of success is, that's really not for me. It's not aligned. That would not be making a choice that's aligned with me. So I want you to consider, what is your definition of success, and start defining it. Here is the second thing that you can do, the second strategy. Now that you've done that, now that you've planted that seed, this is what's important to me about success. I want you to consider the other areas of life, because again, you have a professional life, you have a personal life, but you're one person. So consider what are the other most important areas of life for you. Usually career is a big one. Career is whatever it is that we do for work. It's how we build wealth, generate wealth, pay our bills, etc. But then there's spirituality. Spirituality is maybe organized religion for you. Maybe it is some sort of connection to spirit or the divine. That could be through meditation or yoga, breath work. I love breath work, or some other sort of connection with your higher self, that ultimate parental spirit. Maybe that's just really the area that's really important to you right now, in addition to work. It could be family, and family is however you define it. Family can be you and a spouse or a significant other, a partner, or it could be extended family. You know, it could be your partner and your kids, or it could be extended family, like bringing in the aunts and uncles and grandparents. You get to define what family means for you. Health and fitness. Health and fitness is whatever you can do to improve your physical body. You know, and that is something for me that was a game changer this past year. I donated 60 pounds back to the universe, because if I'm going to do what I love, then I've got to have the physical body to be able to do that. So, you know, that became one of the areas of life that became really important to me. Relationships is however you define it. It could be a spouse, a partner, a significant other. Or if you don't have an intimate relationship like that, then maybe it is, you know, close friends, best friends, or something like that. Again, you get to define it. And then personal development. Personal development is whatever you do to improve yourself as a person outside of health and fitness. So thinking of those areas of life: career, spirituality, family, health and fitness, relationships, and personal development. No more than 3. What are the 3 that you want to focus on? Because 3 is doable. So when you consider your definition of success, consider what these 2 or 3 areas of life look like when they're ideal. So, you know, it is career or business. What does that look like when it's ideal? You know, for me, I am in front of audiences of women in leadership and emerging leaders, those male and female professionals that are coming up behind, moving and stepping into their leadership, and being able to share things with them that, you know, my self-leadership topics that really help them think about their next level, start them getting curious, start them moving toward it, putting a plan together to figure out what that looks like and who's going to help them, you know, being aware of what gets in the way. That is, you know, ideally, that is what I get to do. And I get to share content like this with you. I get to travel to conferences, you know, and speak to hundreds of people, if not thousands of people at a time. You know, that is ideal for me. And I get to do that a couple, 3 times a month, right? So that's when it's ideal for me. I'm with that audience, those topics, getting to do what I love, and that many times. That's when it's ideal for me. So I want you to start thinking about what that's like. You know, health and fitness is something that is really important to me. And so right now it's maintaining that. Family, you know, I get to see my grandson today. I'm doing, you know, spending time with him. I'm doing more things with him and having a chance to read books and play hide and seek and have dinner with him and his mom and his dad and my mom, so she can see her great grandson. You know, that's defining family. And that's when it's ideal. Like, I've got people that I'm cooking for because that's how I show my love, and they're all around my dining room table. That's when it's ideal. So I want you to start thinking about these 2 or 3 areas of life that when they're ideal for you, what do they look like? How do you know they are ideal? So start thinking about that. And when you do, you start filling in what your definition of success looks like. And then all of a sudden, when you're clear on this, you are moving forward towards that because you planted the seed in your mind and said, this is what I want to find. You'll have more opportunities to do that, and you'll be choosing in favor of you, the highest and best version of you, and what success means to you, because only you can define it. So going forward, now what I want you to do is just pay attention. Pay attention to what comes into you so you can continue to define what success means for you. And notice when this definition changes, when something happens that is really awesome and you want to add to your definition, and when maybe something happens that isn't so awesome and you know you need to change your definition as well. So that is it for today. Here is, until the next time, wishing you all the clarity that you deserve and as much success as you can define and find. We will see you soon. Take care and bye-bye for now.